Hester, and this is Liz Conces. We have collaborated on several commission jobs in the last 5-6 years, and this is our second group showing here at Archway. So I'll let Liz talk a little bit.
Last summer, whoa, that's loud. Is that good?
Good.
Last summer, Jean and I had this show scheduled, and we were sitting around in the studio working on something else, something totally different. Trying to figure out what we wanted to show here tonight and for the month of February. The last time we showed together, it was, again, totally different, mainly landscapes and different subject matter, but work that we believed in and enjoyed. Most of the commission work that we have done together has been themed specific to a project. So a client will come to us, give us a project, a problem, or whatever an agenda, and then we design and fabricate the work for that project. And we've got some of those projects over on this little TV screen. The Camp Aransas work we did down in Rockport, Texas for their chapel. The public art project we did for the Flores Neighborhood Library in the 2nd Ward on the East End. And most recently, the donor walls we did for the Houston Congregation for Reformed Judaism, which is an interior installation still being completed as we speak. So all of those projects have been very specific to someone else's vision, and whereas we have had some input into that, it's nice to come into a venue and an opportunity to make exactly what you want to make, sort of at your own timeline, sort of, and to your own artistic and creative specifications and sensibilities. In working with Jean, I have found the ideal partner, someone who will let me come play in his toy box, someone who has taught me a huge amount about the craftsmanship involved with glass of all kinds. And we're not talking about hot glass, we're talking about fused glass. Because all of these pieces that we've done and that we're showing tonight are done in the fused glass process, which I think Jean will address in just a moment. The topic of our show, Nude, goes back to the art school experience that many of us have had. Many of you have not, but it is standard operating procedure for an art student to take figure drawing. I was a kid in the 1970s, early 70s from Pasadena, Texas, and forgive me if you've heard this story. I've told it over wine many times. But I was 18, 19 years old, grew up in the refinery town of Pasadena. I don't believe I had ever been to a real art museum in my life. I'd been to other kinds of museums. And my favorite artist was Michelangelo. And I wrote a term paper and was just blown over by the strength and the physicality of his figures and the way he drew God. And so I went to school. I got a little scholarship to attend University of St. Thomas and got into their art program. And I remember showing up on my very first day of figure drawing, or of life drawing class. They didn't call it figure drawing, they called it life drawing class. And I had my brand new pad and my pencils and my just unwrapped erasers and all this incredible enthusiasm, looking forward to this experience of starting this new step in my life. And the very first day of class, Earl Staley, my instructor, assigned us a male nude model. And I remember sitting there thinking, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. And I have. It's been an ongoing love affair drawing the figure. No matter how many times I draw the same pose, there's always a different way to see it. And seeing it through the prism of this medium, this beautiful transparent or opaque medium, has just made it all the more pleasurable to be an artist. And I want to thank my collaborator, Hester, for all of his time and teaching and friendship during this journey. Thank you.
I'd like to just talk a little bit about the process. Most of these pieces are at least 2 layers thick. The 3 figures on the back wall. There's a clear layer on the back. I cut the glass in the shape that Liz has drawn the sketch to. Those pieces are put together and fused together. After it's fused, then Liz will come and put black powder on the surface of the glass and using brushes, she brushes away the area that she does not want, which leaves the fine black line. That's fused together in the kiln, and then the third firing, she adds more frit or powders to the surface to give shading. And if you reach up and touch those pieces, feel free to touch them because they have a kind of a sandpaper quality to them. And so they go through several firings, and then the bowls that I make, they go through an additional firing where they're slumped into that shape. So it's like 3 or 4 days to get a finished piece. And anything else?
No?
We are going to have some nude drawing classes here during the month of February. We have 2 scheduled, so if anyone's interested, sign up, bring your supplies, and we will furnish a chair and some tables.
They're not classes, they're just sessions, so we're not going to try to teach unless you want to be taught by the group as a whole. Just come try your hand at figure drawing. We will have models here on February 7th, which is next Friday evening from 7 to 10. We'll additionally have models on February 21st, which is also a Friday evening, 7 to 10. We suggest a donation of $10. We ask that people over 18 attend these sessions.
Really?
And there will be refreshments. Thank you. And any questions for us? Yes, ma'am.
Back to technique. So, did you draw that on, or you dropping little bits of powder, to get percentage of the colors?
Repeat the question.
No, what you do is you sprinkle black powder through a sifter onto the surface, and then by process of erasing what you don't want, you brush that away, and leaving you a line. So each of these pieces have an outline of the figure first, and that's fired. And then the second firing, you put more powders on the colors that you want to get the shade.
You can't do that in 3 days. To get your design on there. Wait, it's about the one that's over there that has the pieces of glass bars or rods. And so how do you get them shaped in
That's done with glass stringers. Glass stringers, I make those myself. I have a flower pot that has a hole in the bottom. I put my strap glass in that. It's up in the kiln, it's up in the air. They have a hole in it. Once that heats up, it starts melting and comes down. Reach up with the fire and grab over that heat.